Our last piece of framework for the RV Carport is complete.
Good morning, everyone. Bright sunshiny day. Miriam's going to take the dogs out for a walk, and we got a lot of yard work done yesterday, and this is my task for the day. Miriam's going to give me a hand when she's finished walking the dogs. So I've got the base rails down, and they are, well, between this one and this one here, they are a 1/4 inch out diagonally. So they're almost perfect. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to tack this one all together. I've got it all spaced out to make sure, like this here, got a little gap on it. And that was an inch closer, but this rib to this rib has to be 4 feet on the button, which it is now. Anyways, so what I'm going to be doing is attaching at all of the joints on the base rail, put a couple screws in each one to lock it all together, and then when Miriam gets back, I'm going to get her to stand on the railing, and in each of these holes, we've got 4 holes here, or 8 holes, sorry, down each thing, every 4 feet apart. I've got my hammer drill with a concrete bed on it. I'm going to drill 5 inches into the concrete, and then once that's done, I'll blow it out with a compressor and tap in all of the wedge anchors to lock this entire railing down. It says to do both at the same time. They are measured properly, but I think what I'm going to do is just leave this one tacked down. I'll start building the trusses to go from side to side, and once that's done, I'll have my exact measurements, and then I will lock down this base rail. Once that is all done, I can put on the roof, which is probably a month away because I'm only working on my weekends, and I'm just going to putter on it, but making sure everything's going to be done correctly as well. So that's where it sits right now. And yeah, this one, the form twists a little bit, but the railing's going down the center of it, and it's not a big deal. Eventually I'm going to fill in from the top of the concrete out to the edge of the pit. As you can see, I'm going to fill this section in with dirt on this side and on the other side over there, but everything's going to work out fine. I have the confidence, and I've drilled in concrete before with the cabin, so that's not a big deal. It's actually not too bad a job. I don't mind that. Pouring concrete and all that other stuff, that's more difficult, of course, but yeah, we're looking good.
Now the fun starts. I said, now the fun starts. Yeah. Drilling into the concrete. I'm holding things again. Now that he's finished drilling the holes partway down, we tipped over the rail so that he can get down another 2 inches on his drill bit.
finished drilling the holes, and just to explain what I was doing, I've got a hammer drill with a 1/2-inch drill bit. It is an SDS bit, if that matters to you, because that's what my drill needs. That way it holds better. So what I've done is drilled through the holes that are already here in the railing into the concrete, and I only have a 4-inch bit. I'm supposed to go 5 inches into the concrete. I don't think that's a big deal, so it just means that there's going to be an extra 3/4 of an inch from the wedge anchor that goes through the base rail into the concrete. That's just going to be sticking up a little bit extra, and I can cut that off, so it's not a big deal. So if you were wondering what the puffs of smoke were, that was all of the concrete dust that I'd blown out of each hole, which you're supposed to do so the wedge anchors can get a good grip on the concrete that's down there and expand on the concrete and have a good firm grip. And then the bolt that's on top of the wedge anchor will be able to hold it better. I'll just show you what I'm doing here. So these are my wedge anchors. They are 7-inch by 1/2-inch, and I'm just prepping them right now, putting a washer and a nut on each one, and in a few minutes I'll be straightening up that rail, and then I'll be tapping each of these into a hole, and once they're into the hole all the way, I can start tightening them with the nut on top, as long as I don't dent the base rail. Keep the base rail flat the way it is. So the concrete work continues, and I'll put that on time lapse when I put the railing back up, and then I'm tapping in all of the wedge anchors for you. Well, I wasn't working in the sun too long, only a couple hours, but don't you just love that feeling of accomplishment? Well, this is all I've accomplished today. Basically lined up the single railing on this side on the concrete, drilled the holes, mounted it. It's all solid as a rock. The other side is not mounted yet. Because of the plan that I have, I'm going to build the railings, which are, there's 8 ribs, as you can plainly see, and those will go up all the way from this side up and over and then down the other side, and there will be 16 foot from outside to outside railing. And once I get them all, well, a few of them in on the other side, I will be able to mount that other rail, just to make sure that I don't mount it now and make a mistake that I'm 1 inch out or a 1/2 inch out and have it not fit, and I have to loosen something off to make it fit. Hello everyone. So I started working on the shed frames. I've got 8 of these to do, and then each one I have to flip over and put a couple screws in the other side, just on these corner brackets here. Those little guys right there. I have to put 4 screws on the back side of that one and on that one as well on the other side. Aside from that, this one is almost complete. It's taken me about 1.5 hours. This is my first one. I've got 8 more to do. I don't think it's a big deal. It's actually went together fairly easily. This snaps together, put like 4 to 6 screws in every joint, and that holds it nice and solid. They're all self-tapping screws, as you can see. These little guys right here. And pretty much every connection's got at least 4 or 6 screws in it. And then I've got the web bracing going in just now. I'm gonna put it on time lapse. I forgot to start running the camera for this one at the moment. And Miriam just started walking the dogs, so oops, sorry. But yeah, this one went together pretty good. When she gets back, we're gonna flip it over because I should be done all the web bracing by then, and then we can continue on and probably do another one. There's no rush in getting them all together because I've got to do them. I've got to have all 8 done before I can start mounting them, because I'm going to have to put the hat channels on to lock them together once they're all up. So what I'm going to be doing is I've got 3 frame rails or ribs or rafters or whatever you want to call it set already. I have to do 8 in total. So once I get all those attached and sitting on the base rails, I'll drill all the holes for this side of the concrete. My neighbor Richard has a 12 inch concrete bit. I've only got a 4-inch bit, so mine worked fine for doing the single rail because I had to move it out of the way, as you saw earlier. It'll be easier when everything's attached. I can just drill it out. So what I've done here, as you see, I've done 3 of them, 3 of the railings. This one here, I've got the basics started already. Nothing is screwed in. Nothing is solid. This center core piece has 24 screws in it to lock it all together. Then you've got the rafter supports and everything like that. I've basically done everything now. I've prepped everything, as I did the first 3 as I was just trying to figure stuff out. So now that I've figured that out, I figured out how many screws I needed, how many bolts I needed, everything else. So I've prepped all of the parts that don't need to be attached to other parts. So this center rail here, the span for the hat channels, or the hat channels will attach to that lower rail. I've prepped that, and that's these guys over here. And then these ones here are just the corner pieces with the little angles on the end. The height extensions there. And then all of the bracing, we've got a little connection on the end. These are all loose. So those are just going to sit basically like that. Once I do the main frame rail tightened up, I'll put all of the extensions on, I guess you could call it. And then this section right in here, this here is to strengthen it up for the snow load that is supposed to be, well, to solidify the roof basically and give it a good solid base. And I've prepped all of that with all of the bolts all together. And so everything is prepped. I should be able to bang one of these together in, I would say, 20 minutes now. I think the biggest issue is making sure the battery is charged, because on these here, the connections are not as tight as they should be. That's going to fit in nice and snug. There's basically 4 self-tapping screws go into that at every connection point, all the way along, all the way around. And then at these connection points, there's just 3 here, 3 there, 3, 3, 3, to lock everything together and keep it nice and tight for when I do have the roof on and the snow load is on there. I have the metal roofing just over there and all of the hat channels. I should have this all, like, we've got 3 sets done, 5 to do. I should have it all done by my next weekend, which is a week from now. And then we can get the neighbors over, and well, Richard said he'd help. Miriam will help. These here are very top heavy. There's probably for one railing, I would say we're looking 200 pounds, maybe 2¼ 250. It's hard to say. It's all 14 gauge steel. The roofing is 26 gauge, which is pretty heavy for a roof. It's solid. So one person on this corner, one person on that corner. I'm not sure if we're going to run front to back or back to front, however it goes. We'll basically just stand them on there and lean it up. And then the next one will be the same all the way along. So I'm thinking back to front will be the easiest way. And once the base rails are all set, and I've got all 8 of the ribs, I call them, attached, then I'll just throw up a couple of hat channels, lock it all together. That way it's not going to fall over. So no wind is going to catch it. Well, not like any wind will catch it, because it's basically a skeleton. But it's going to be good. I just can't wait. Once I get all of the ribs up, I'll be able to put the trailer in. And then once the trailer is in, I'll put the slides out, and then I'll be able to stand on the slides and the rest of the trailer to attach the roofing, all the sheet metal, because this is 16 foot wide outside to outside. The trailer, when it's fully extended side to side, is 14 feet. So it's going to work out pretty good. I think I'm going to have probably about 10 to 14 inches of spare room above the trailer roof. Well, actually, that's above the AC unit on the trailer. So I should have a couple of feet to work with. The trailer is 38 feet long. This carport will be 28.5 feet long, as we will be downsizing the trailer either the end of this year or into next spring. So if anybody's looking for a 315 RLTS 2019 model, this one's been loved. It's got lots of mods on it. So
our last piece of framework for the RV carport is complete. So there's 8 of them. This is number 8. We're going to flip it.
Each one holds, I think it's around 76 self-tapping screws and 9 1/4 inch bolts for the collar supports. But the worst thing of all, I was just going to do it on the grass, but with self-tapping screws and this being 14 gauge metal, there's a lot of little shards and shavings falling into the grass. So I borrowed a magnetic rake from work, which will be going back tomorrow. And I raked the entire area, and then I commandeered a bunch of black tarps. They're basically lumber tarps that I've got the black facing up, so I can see any shards that are out, and then I can vacuum them up. And then once this last piece is out of the way, I'm going to vacuum everything again, move the tarps, and run the magnetic rake over the entire area. Because yeah, one of those little metal shards would not be good in a dog's paw.
And we have enough problems with Wrigley inhaling things. Oh, what is she doing now?
Well, she's staring at the road.
She's probably hearing people over on the golf course.
That's all right.
All right. Well, I'm going to put this on time lapse to record moving, how this process goes. And that's how that was done. So tomorrow when we get around to doing this, we'll set up the couple of GoPros on time lapse, and we're going to be setting these things up. All right, here we go. We're going to put this thing together. How that part is done. Well, I think that's it for today.
Yep.
Yep. So next steps.
Tomorrow I will put the truck underneath it. I put a step ladder in the back of the truck because I've got rubber mats back there, so it's no worry about sliding or slipping. And then I'll have to put a couple of hat channels on the collar ties, which are basically the flat ones below the supports.
With a cross beam.
The one that goes all the way across and it's flat, yes. That is the collar tie.
Okay.
And I will put a hat channel running down the length in two separate spots. These ones that are down the side here, Those are just temporary. So basically going to be moving those up to there.
And then there's a bunch that go across the top, you said, too.
They run lengthwise, yes. 5 down each side of the roof.
So because this is getting terribly long, this process,
Oh, it's getting long for you, is it?
well, you know, it's getting long to watch. There's not much I can do. I was wounded just getting the stuff home. Oh, please don't put your arm. Ew.
I'm a little bit sweaty.
It's warm outside. Anyways, that's all we wanted to share with you this week.
Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Ring that bell for notifications.
Bye-bye for now.